did you see the whole thing? Because
I saw big, because they chopped it up.
no, but I mean, did the American public see the whole thing?
I don't think so.
The reports yesterday, and I cannot. This is the weirdest part. I can't find a single reliable news source. And when I say reliable, I'll even include CNN in that. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, Breitbart, Daily Wire, Daily Mail. None of them have any type of articles explaining if the entire interview aired or if there were portions edited out. Now, according to Twitter, the actual interview was 41 minutes. What we do know is that 18 minutes of the interview aired yesterday. I just don't know, is that 18 minutes of 22 minutes? Is that 18 minutes of an hour and 18 minutes? We have no idea if this was chopped or not. All reports were that it was pre-recorded so it could be edited. So first to you guys, has anybody seen any reports as to whether they aired the entire interview or if it was edited?
No, not at all, but go ahead, Humberto.
Not really. I saw the clips of it. But
you saw clips, they chopped them up.
Yeah, they chopped them up.
I didn't see, like I said, I saw it, all the portions, but let's address the main situation. The front-running Democratic candidate for president of the United States could not sit down without a chaperone to just stay there just in case. What the hell are we even talking about here? They should have. Dana Bash, CNN, by the way, just shills, and I have zero respect for any of those people. I follow CNN, I'm like, no. You're sitting here by yourself, or we're not doing it. We're not coddling you because you dumb idiot, Dana Bash and CNN. You guys have to live in the same country as that person as the president. Am I losing my mind, Amy?
No, it's such a stark contrast to the way that Trump is treated in the media. There's this clip of him where he sits down to do an interview. I forget who the reporter or the network was, but the first thing they said was, "Are you ready for some hard questions?" And he's like, "No, you're gonna be fair. How is it that the first thing you say to me when I sit down is, 'Are you ready for some hard questions?' And then meanwhile, Biden, anyone on the left, and now Kamala, they're able to completely avoid these adversarial interviews. And then when she finally shows up for one, she requires a chaperone. What?
Unbelievable.
Yeah, she's trying to act like she's some pioneer for women by running for president, but if anything, she's setting women back 50 years by only doing a pre-recorded interview with a person that's 18 minutes. What kind of interview is 18 minutes? There's no way that was the time they agreed on.
We've done it. We've been here for at least 24. This has been 25 minutes. Everybody's on their own. Everybody has their own voice. They're like I want to know the meat of what you are, but this isn't. And Rob, this is exposing her because everything that she's done to get to this point. You're in politics now. You're choosing to run because she obviously had to say okay. Zero substance, right?
By the way, Dana Bash, the person that interviewed Kamala Harris, once married to Jeremy Bash. Do you guys know who Jeremy Bash was?
No.
Jeremy Bash is an American lawyer who was the chief of staff of the Central Intelligence Agency, and it was also one of the people that signed. He was one of the 51 intelligence officers that signed off stating that Hunter Biden's laptop was Russian disinformation.
Wow.
So that is the person. Now, they are no longer married. They have been divorced for some time, but that's the person who's interviewing Kamala Harris. Her ex-husband is a liar who lied to the American public. Here's actually, this is kind of what the entire interview sounded like. It was just a word salad at its finest. If you could please play this clip, Connor.
He wasn't bashing hard enough.
Okay. Recent polls have shown a fifth of Americans can't locate the U.S. on a world map. Why do you think this is?
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps, and I believe that our education, such as in South Africa and the Iraq, everywhere such as, and I believe
we
that
can cut it there.
should,
I mean, that woman is pretty much qualified. Why not have her run as Department of Homeland Security head? I mean, if you go and watch this interview, the woman offers no substance. She says nothing. And what's weird is if this is edited, and this is what they left in. This is what they were like, hey, you know what? We'll air this. Yeah. This is the best that we can do. Here's a clip, Connor, if you want to go ahead and fire off the first clip.
This is Kamala.
This is the nominee for the Democratic Party for the 2024 election. Your current vice president, by the way, Joe Biden, on the beach of Rehoboth Beach. So he's not even, the guy's not even pretending.
Who's running who's in charge right now?
Not even pretending to work anymore. At least be like Deli, the video editor here. Right. He at least pretends to work.
He walks around.
At least put up the facade that you're trying, Joe.
Yeah.
Here's the clip.
Let's see it.
Oh, wait, there it is.
I was a little bit surprised. People might be surprised to hear that You have never interacted with him, met him face to face. That's going to change soon. But what I want to ask you about is what he said last month. He suggested that you happened to turn black recently for political purposes, questioning a core part of your identity.
Yeah.
Any
Same old tired playbook. Next question, please.
Oh, God, you're going to laugh?
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Same old tired playbook. When have you guys ever heard Donald Trump question somebody's race?
Yeah.
Now, when it came to the birthright or the birth certificate of Barack Obama, he was questioning whether he was Kenyan, but he was never questioning whether or not he was black. Yeah. I've never heard. So the same old playbook that Donald Trump goes around just guessing people's races?
Yeah.
Have you guys ever heard that?
Never. And it's funny that you say that because there's still people saying she's going to be the first African American to. I'm like, guys, stop saying she's African American. She's Indian and Jamaican. That's the thing. And it is no playbook. But you see, bro, that's fear. You guys see laughing and giggling. That's fear because she is about to go up against Goliath. And she knows it. And guess who's not going to be sitting next to her? Old, slick little military soldier, fake background Walz. She's in bad shape, bro. I see it in her eyes. It's bad.
It's insane though that after what Trump said that 3 weeks ago, that's you're gonna get asked that question. The best you can come up with the same old tired playbook.
Next question.
Yeah, and it's not a tired playbook. That's the reason that people love Trump is because he had the balls to call out politicians for blatantly lying for the past 50 years.
Is it not a legitimate question to ask this woman what her race is?
Yeah.
And if it's, then what's the problem?
It's a massive story if it's true.
If she's black, just go, no, I'm black. I've always been black. I don't know where he comes up with this nonsense, but she doesn't. A no answer is worse than any answer she could have provided because she's on the spot. And this is the one thing that Trump has been hammering home outside of her, because she can't defend her policies. This is really the only thing that she could defend is her race, and she chose not to answer the question.
Yeah, like how are you not prepared for that? And then she didn't even defend her policies. She tried to act like she didn't say her policies, but I know you're gonna get into that.
Or pivot. You could even be like,
Yeah.
am I black? Is that Trump's real hair? Is he bald? Is it hairspray? Is it wax? Is it gel? Something other than no answer. And what she gave the American public was no answer. Can we play the next clip, Connor?
Oh boy.
Go ahead, Connor.
When you were in Congress, you supported the Green New Deal. And in 2019, you said, quote, "There is no question I'm in favor of banning fracking." Fracking, as you know, is a pretty big issue, particularly in your must-win state of Pennsylvania.
Sure.
Do you still want to ban fracking?
No, and I made that clear on the debate stage in 2020.
Can we go ahead to the debate stage from 2020? I'd like to see the clip of her talking about banning fracking.
Good job.
Receipts.
There's no question I'm in favor of banning fracking.
Cut it there. That's all we need to hear. The woman is a walking contradiction.
Oh, my God. She is
What does she think is gonna happen as a result of saying that?
No, but that's not even that.
doesn't think.
No, go ahead, Amy. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, he said, what do you think, what's she thinking is going to happen? She doesn't think. And that's why the liberal establishment is so happy to use her, because she doesn't think. She's literally an empty vessel. Therefore, they can utilize her to spread whatever message it is that they want, whatever convenient for them to propagate at the time. And clearly that served their agenda then. It doesn't now. And that's why she's retracting that statement. But, it's almost like she's like a better version of Biden, because honestly, on the teleprompter, she's not that bad. If she has like a full, speech and everything.
She knows how to read.
On
Thank God.
teleprompter,
Yeah.
She at least knows how
can
to
read
read,
good.
unlike Joe Biden, right? But when it comes to anything on the spot like this, it just becomes so evident how completely incompetent she is. She's the definition of an empty vessel, or an AI candidate, as Viva said in the last show.
As a woman,
totally
does
right.
it bother you that this is the person that the Democrats have chosen as the most qualified person for the position, and then they go out and they tout she's the first black woman? As a woman yourself, does it bother you that this is the representation that the rest of the world is going to see and go, oh, look, that's what American women are like?
A little bit, but at the same time, like everything the Democratic Party does bothers me, and I think anybody in a right mind would kind of be of the same mindset. And so they're not looking at this as a real representation of like the best the Democratic Party can do for a woman leader. Like, there are more competent people in the Democratic Party, I believe. And that's why so many of those people are now switching to become centrist or moving over to the right, because the Democratic Party no longer represents their values whatsoever. But so far as like an original Democrat, like they could definitely do way, way better than her.
The question is, how controllable are you? Because Tulsi would have been a way better candidate. RFK would have been a way better Democrat. RFK definitely would have beaten Trump if he was the Democrat nominee. Same thing probably Joe Manchin, but they would never even entertain the idea of letting them run because they can't control them.
Exactly.
So you'd rather have somebody who's half retarded or 3/4 retarded than somebody who the people actually like.
Who's the half retarded and who's the 3/4 retarded on that one?
Biden's half retarded because he was a good speaker at one point, but then he got actual sickness and dementia. But Kamala's 3/4 retarded because she doesn't.
And you don't never go full retard.
I love Viva's quote from Wednesday's show: "Dumber than dementia." That is literally Kamala Harris.
Wow.
Because they
You
put
just read that
T-shirt that.
She's literally been out more. She has done less press in the 41 days that she has been running for president and doing the campaign than Biden did for the 87. He at least did 3 long-form media appearances. This woman has done one 18-minute, questionably edited interview.
And go to Trump. Trump has done podcasts. He's done Theo Vaughn. He's done
golf.
The guy's out there golf. Dude, the guy is
CNN
out
Town Hall.
He's doing He's doing everything, bro.
Yeah.
CNN,
the Black Journalist National Convention.
whatever. And by the way, and again, guys, I have zero respect. Rob, that was a great freaking finding out that Dana Bash's ex-husband is CIA, professional BS artist, snake spy, which I don't respect. But weird how you piece these together, and that's why I have zero respect for them, because it's like, if you're a real reporter and you're not a freaking like political activist, you should stop in there and go, no. Kamala, Mrs. Vice, whatever, Madame, I don't believe in all that bullshit. Like, no, wait a minute. You are actually lying right now because you are a liar. Like, zero accountability, and I get it. Your masters at CNN, your masters at Fox, all of them are the same. I just want truth. I want a real, like Tom Brokaw, all those old guys that'd be like, no, wait a minute. You're full of it. And I love that, Brandon, when you said receipts. Here's a video of you lying. Show it to her in her face. This is you saying you're going to ban it. Now all of a sudden you change your mind. Oh, taxes on tips. Oh, no, you stole that from Trump. Hold their freaking feet to the fire.
Can I can I talk about the affordability crisis here?
Yeah.
The affordability crisis, it doesn't only come down to money, like to families not able to afford their houses, their kids, and whatever. I think as a country, we can't afford to have Kamala be our president. Like, if it was better times, I wouldn't have China getting really hot, the Middle East getting even hotter, the Russian getting hot, the money supplies, the national debt. Like, we as a country, we cannot have 4 years of her. Like, on their side, they can survive another Trump administration.
Of course.
Because destroying things and making them shit is super easy. They can hold back on their willingness to destroy everything.
Oh, yeah.
And they're going to make it if we have a Trump presidency. But we cannot, from the other side, afford to have one of their presidencies because in the way this country's going,
We're going to be bankrupt very
we're going to
soon.
be bankrupt very soon. One of the wars is going to get super hot, and I know that. We've been covering for a while. And then the other thing is, like, when these people from the left, like, we have a meeting where we suggest guests and everything.
Yeah.
And one of the most common things that we say when we think of people to invite is he will never do it. Right, Rob? He will never do it. He will never do it.
The guest that's recommended at the booking.
The guests that are from the left.
Yeah.
It could be actors. It could be whatever. And we go like, they will never do it. Because these people, they will never go into an environment when they're going to be called out. Like, for example, if they invited me to CNN, I'd be like, yes, let's do it. Let's get the message out there. I will talk to everyone, and you will talk to anyone, and you'll be excited to talk to anyone. But they have such a line of bullshitting that every time they're not in their environment, they can't even talk.
Yeah, like The View, like the girls from The View. When have you ever seen anybody from The View sitting anywhere else speaking with anybody? If I was there, security would have to drag me out. So I'd be like, every single one of you upset, lonely, single sluts are the problem with what's going on. And I would look at the audience. I'm like, you guys are getting poisoned by the disgusting, evil hate from all these people. And I just saw a video of The View, and Trump was on it. You should have seen Whoopi's hugging him, kissing him. They loved him. Then all of a sudden, he's like, I want to run for president. I'm Hitler now.
I watched last night, my 5-year-old loves The Little Rascals, a movie that came out in like 1994. So we're watching it, and I totally forgot that the rich kid's dad in The Little Rascals is Donald Trump.
Trump.
The kid is in like a go-kart and he calls his dad and he goes, "Hey dad, I'm going to win the race." And then they shoot to the dad and it's Donald Trump. This guy was loved by the American public.
Yeah.
And then he ran for president and started calling when it really turned, in my opinion, wasn't when he ran for president. I think it's when he started calling out Obama for not being born in the United States. When he started questioning the validity of Barack Obama's birth certificate. I feel like that's when they went, "Oh, you can't talk about that."
Yeah.
And you're going to talk about, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, so, well, we're going to shut you up. Oh, wait a minute. We can't shut him up. He's a huge star. Well, what do we do then? Well, we destroy his credibility. We destroy his reputation. And then when that didn't work, they tried to indict him criminally. Then when that didn't work, they tried to kill him. I don't know what you could do. This guy's got 9 lives, and the deep state and the Democrats have eaten up 8 of them.
Yeah, when people can't control you, they try to control the perception of you. And when that doesn't work, they're going to pull out any stops they possibly can. Rob, I know you said there hasn't been many articles that came out, but I'm curious, have you seen how the left has responded to this interview? Because we all know Biden would literally do the worst job, literally stumbling over his sentence, blunder after blunder, and they would celebrate him after and be like, "You did so great," you know? So
I saw Frank Luntz, who is, I believe, he's a pollster. But
What the hell is that even? That guy's so weird.
He's in the middle, though. Yeah, that's the guy. Is that the guy that you argued with?
I made fun of him on Piers.
The guy with the weird hair.
I killed him on Piers.
But even he called out Kamala, and if we can find the clip, there is a clip where they ask her about her day one policies. What are you going to do day one in the presidency? She doesn't answer.
Yeah.
She blames Trump somehow. Oh, well, we fixed inflation, but meanwhile, inflation is double what it was prior to Trump. It was very interesting. That guy, Frank Luntz, then called her out and goes, "You gave no answer. This is what everybody's waiting for, is your day one policy, and you have no answers for the American public."
Except price controls.
Connor, is this it? Yeah, play it. Let's play this one.
Well, there are a number of things. I will tell you, first and foremost, one of my highest priorities is to do what we can to support and strengthen the middle class.
What? That's on day one.
When I look at the aspirations, the goals, the ambitions of the American people, I think that people are ready for a new way forward, in a way that generations of Americans have been fueled by hope and by optimism.
Unburdened by what has been.
I think, sadly, in the last decade, we have had in the former president someone who has really been pushing an agenda and an environment that is about diminishing the character and the strength of who we are as Americans.
how?
Really dividing our nation, and I think people are ready to turn the page on that.
Name
Day
a fucking policy. Is anybody else sitting here watching this? She doesn't answer questions. It's the first time she has an opportunity to answer questions in 41 days, and she doesn't answer questions. And then the left's like, "You know what? Joy is going to get us through this." It blows my mind. And I misspoke a few minutes ago. And the inflation rate right now is 2.9%. Is it 2.9?
Yeah.
That is still up from the last year before the pandemic of 2019 when Donald Trump was in office, and he had inflation down to 1.81%. So while you've brought inflation down post-pandemic, it has not reached the pre-pandemic levels that Donald Trump had it at. So your one talking point is that you didn't do the job of bringing inflation down to nearly what it was pre-pandemic. You have nothing to run on, and yet there are idiots out there that are going to go and vote for this woman, and the problem is their votes count just as much as Humberto's, just as much as Vinny's, just as much as Amy's, just as much as Brandon's, Connor's, Jake's, and every other illegal immigrant that smuggles their way into the country. All of their votes count the same.
Yeah.
But
I know it's frustrating.
No,
It's a crock of shit, though, to say that inflation's down because the way they measure is the year-over-year change, not the actual inflation rate. So 2.9% isn't what inflation is. It's the weird way they calculate it to make it look like it's going down. So it's gaslighting to the highest magnitude.
Exactly. As well as the job creation. They claim that they've created more jobs, but these are just people going back to jobs that were taken away from them in COVID.
And then they got caught lying. Then they lied about the jobs report.
million.
It came out 880,000 jobs didn't exist that they said were creative.
That's the thing. They're complete opposite, and these stats are very misleading because inflation, Vinny, it compounds. Okay, so you have this amount of inflation, and then when the rate goes up or down, it's over the base. So like, if we can have like last quarter we have 600% inflation, and this quarter we'll go like -1 inflation. It still means that things are 600% more expensive.
Yeah.
And with the jobs, when they add jobs to it, they don't account for the ones we lost in the beginning. So jobs don't compound, inflation compounds, and it's just an absolute disaster. And a little bit for context for what she said. For the last 16 years, we had 12 years of a Republican in office. Wow. So most of this stuff is catching up with them. Like you can see Gavin Newsom, that even he admitted how bad of a job he did last week.
Yeah.
And this is going to
You mean
compound.
Democrat? You said
Yeah,
Republican.
you said Republicans in office.
Yeah, no, we had a
Republican 12
yeah.
out of the last 16.
Yeah.
It's
Or I mean Democrat 12 out of the last 16.
you corrected me wrong.
And Rob, and here's my thing. Here's my question to you, Rob. Okay. By the way, Rob, trust me, I know that the people at home feel. The reason I'm the angry patriot is because exactly like how you feel. It's frustrating and it's suffocating because I'm like, I understand that they own 95% of legacy media, but by God, like, could somebody say something? Like, do something. Hold them accountable. You have to live in the same freaking country that we live in. But here's my question, Rob. This is a genuine question, just really fast. I know we have 2 minutes left. Come the debate, September 10th, correct? That's the only one they're going to do. Because, by the way, you're never going to hear her sit down again, period. By the way, guys, no more Kamala Harris till the debate, okay? Till the 10th. Here's my question. Come the 10th, that night, whatever, 8 o'clock, whatever, it's finished. She's finished. We all know. What do they do to win? What are the Democrats going to do? These caged animal, and we're going to be poking at it. And genuinely, Rob, just really fast, I want to ask you guys just really quick, just what do you think is going to be their go-to to have her win?
At this point, I really don't know because I don't know if there's anything they can, because thank God for Elon Musk and X and it being the last beacon of free speech in the United States of America. My concern is you're seeing what's going on in Brazil with Alejandro de Morales. Cracking down on censorship, and you look at what's going on
Telegram.
with the Telegram CEO. My concern is that they try and somehow stop Twitter from being, because it's really the only place that you can go and find this information. Because look, even today, I can't find anywhere on any news site if the interview was edited, but on Twitter I can find people posting, well, I heard it was here, I saw this, I'm not sure about. At least they're saying, I'm not sure, this. The rise of the independent citizen journalist is what is going to help win the 2024 election for Trump, in my opinion. And the only thing that the Democrats can do is remove the First Amendment and ban free speech in the United States to try and win.
So you don't think anything like a stage something or a false flag
try and get Florida to. We didn't lock down the first time. You think you can do another? I mean, maybe global terror, maybe some type of nuclear holocaust. Outside of those, I don't know.
Well, they're trying to keep RFK on
power
the
grid,
ballot in
something.
certain places, right? So they're going to try various different like little political schemes, but is that going to be enough? Like, I don't.
I just don't put nothing past these people, Rob. They are disgusting human beings. They are freaking evil, Brandon, and I don't put them anything past it. Go ahead, then I'll go to you, Rob.
Just real quick, so something that's nobody talks about that I came across a few weeks ago. So the reason the media became like this. So in 1947, there was a law passed called the Fairness Doctrine, which required both sides of the mainstream media to cover a topic from both perspectives. If you had a broadcaster's license, you had to cover both sides of it. But it was repealed in 1987. Then Fox News ended up taking off, and that they got really conservative, and then that caused the other side to get really liberal. So that's where all the crazy polarizing media came from. So, I mean, do you think there should be that law requiring the media company to cover both sides?
I mean,
why would you want to sound stupid half the time, bro?
I just think there needs to be fact checkers, like literally live on site, where if you lie, AI whatever puts right there, like on your network, an AI thing is at the bottom maybe that says what this guy just said is lie. You're a lie.
But then
lie.
who determines the lies? Because when you look at Meta, anytime somebody posts anything about COVID, it's like COVID disinformation, COVID misinformation, right?
Well,
I think.
Get ready. Next week, there's going to be an announcement from Valuetainment about a news website that they're launching. I've been able to see the back end of it, and it literally encompasses everything that you guys have talked about.
Really? Yeah, which like nothing else.
It's really like. It's blown my mind. Congrats to Fabian and the team that are working around the clock to build this thing, but it blows my mind what they have built, and I think it's going to change the news game. At least how people absorb or read their news, because it will be a way to give you the impartial narrative. Okay. But before we move on, you brought up The View, and because of your shirt, can you show your shirt one more time?
Let me show my shirt.
Guns don't.
Wait.
There you go. Oh, guns don't kill people. Clintons do. On September 14th of 2021, we lost my favorite comedian in the world, Norm Macdonald, and one of my favorite Norm clips is when he went on The View.
Oh, God.
And he talked about the Clintons killing people on ABC News back in like 2001, and Connor the man found the clip. Connor, could you roll us? It's quick. It's a minute. But I would like to leave off with some laughs since there was a lot of yelling on my part, so I apologize, audience.
No, don't ever apologize.
I want you to now giggle and have a good time. Take a look at Norm calling out the Clintons for murder live on national TV.
Go ahead.
See, I think we should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Who are the murderers? Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to put out no accusations without.
That's a little too far.
That's the way it does.
Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm.
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen,
Norm,
we don't need
I
to
don't want
talk
to get
about
into this,
that.
and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to the next question.
There you go.
This is a live show.
Not Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara, so I'm now going to ask the next question.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Okay.
Let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now.
God bless that man. He was a genius, and he exposed the Clintons before anybody was doing it back in 2000.
And which murder was he talking about, Rob?
What's the? Well, yeah, I know.
I mean, where
at
do we
this point,
start?
there's 51 plus since that.
Yeah.
Vince Foster, I think.
Yeah, it might have been Vince Foster.
That was the most blatant one.
What's up, everybody? Vincent O'Shaughnessy here. If you want to see me and the entire Valuetainment crew, we will be at the Vault Conference September 4th through the 7th at the Palm Beach Convention Center, hosted by none other than Patrick Bet-David and featuring Dwayne The Rock Johnson. Guys, this is the place to be. If you are an entrepreneur and you want to level up, do not miss this opportunity. This is the best place to network. If you want tickets, go to thevaultconference.com. Do not waste time. This thing is going to sell out, and I will see you guys there. Peace and love. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.